Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. It's just coming up to 5:10. You are now listening to Men Talk. With me in the studio today is David O'Reilly, Chris Arms and Simon Beale. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you all for coming in. If you are listening at home and you'd like to get involved, you can. Here's how.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day. It's a wonderful life.
Okay, coffee. Drinking just 2 cups of coffee a day could help you live 2 years longer. A study shows middle-aged men and women who consume 1 to 2 coffees daily have a longer life expectancy than those who don't drink it at all. This is, of course, if you only have it without sugar. Are you coffee drinkers?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it goes... We go through a lot of coffee.
Yeah, so more than 1 or 2 a day, would you say?
Typically, yes.
How many? Go on, confess.
Confess, it depends, you know. It depends how bad a day I'm having, really. I mean, it's not unknown for there to be, like, you know, a good half a dozen cups at the end of the day.
Okay.
And, you know, just sitting by the, you know...
Yeah, and do you drink tea as well, or
Yes.
always both?
Both, yeah, both.
So what would draw you to a cup of tea over a cup of coffee? Or do you have them at specific times of the day?
Not sure about specific times. Coffee, you know, coffee in the morning is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, inevitably when you end up out, right, you always end up in a coffee shop somewhere, and
Yeah.
that kind of, you know...
Goes
or
with
to
that.
one of the various establishments that serve coffee in a look-alike paper cup.
Yeah. Have you always been a coffee drinker?
Decaf. I don't know if that
Okay,
counts.
yeah.
But, yeah, I have 1, maybe 2 in the morning, and then on to tea for the rest of the day.
Okay.
But I don't know whether that will add on 2 years to my
No,
life.
it said
doesn't say.
decaf doesn't.
No?
No.
Oh, well.
It
Take
said while
2 off.
decaffeinated can help you, you need a lot more of it. At least 3 cups
Oh,
daily.
okay, I'll do that
To
then.
get the same benefit. There you go.
Oh, no, I'm the opposite. I like a very strong cup of bricklayer's tea in the morning to wake me up.
Nice.
Okay.
And then coffee, definitely. I need
Yeah.
a sharp taste of the tea. But you just wonder, though, okay, it will help you, they're saying, to get your life longer, but what does it do to other parts of your body, which you have to take tablets for when you're not well with other things? It's now causing.
Yeah. Well, I think the 1 or 2, it's when people are having kind of more than
5,
that.
6.
5, 6, there
5,
we
6,
go.
7, 8.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know, but yeah, 1 or 2 is allegedly good for you. I'm not. I'm one of those strange people, apparently, that coffee doesn't keep me awake. I have a cup of coffee in the morning. We've now resorted to having a cup of tea at night. But for years, we would have a cup of coffee before going to sleep, and it wouldn't keep us awake at all.
Yeah, it's... I know my wife won't drink... caffeinated soft drinks after like 3 o'clock in the afternoon because
Yeah,
it keeps
a
her
lot of
awake.
people are like that.
And it's like, for me, it's like
Makes no difference.
makes no difference at all.
No.
I had a friend in Germany. She's a coffee connoisseur, and she would drink double espresso after dinner at night. And she said the difference is when you put milk in it. That's what
Okay.
can keep you awake, apparently.
Oh no, we have milk with ours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just all different.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
thank God.
This was an interesting one. There was a similar article quite recently, but it's always a fun one, I think, this. Brits abroad are notoriously picky about their tea, even resorting to taking their favourite brand with them. But our need to have a taste of home when travelling apparently goes even further, with potatoes being packed in our suitcases to ensure we're never too far for some proper chips. What is wrong with people? Is there anything, so if you were away, is there anything that you would take with you or anything that you would miss that much that you have to go and have it whilst you're away?
Tea.
Tea,
Oh,
you
yes.
would. So you take tea with you?
Definitely.
And what's your brand of Yorkshire
Yorkshire tea. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, especially some countries, the tea, like especially here, for example.
Sometimes it's not
horrible.
great. Yeah.
It's horrible. It's because remember, it's when people have tea, or let's say in America, if you say, do you want a cup of tea, generally it'll be black.
Yeah,
And it's
Lipton.
weak.
They do Lipton in America,
which is like horrible.
Yeah.
It's like dishwater. It's disgusting.
It kind of reminds me of those people that go on holiday and then write and complain to their travel agent that, well, I went to Spain on holiday and I couldn't get the following foods. It's like, well,
Yes.
it's like, and you read about people that write this complaint, and it's like, really, guys, come on, you've gone on holiday, you are
Absolutely.
actually, but you can get fish and chips here. It's not exactly the hardest thing to avoid. And
But I love trying the local food.
absolutely.
why would you go somewhere and not try the local everything, basically?
Exactly.
What's the point in going on holiday? You may as well, sit in your living room and complain.
Yeah, definitely. And people do that too. I mean, if I was away for a month, I'd be more interested in trying lots of different cuisines. But if I was away for a week, I think you can easily do a week of local food wherever you are, can't you?
I don't think I've ever taken anything away on a holiday, but now that I live here, there are things I miss. So,
Okay.
like, I get the Yorkshire tea.
Yeah.
I get Barry's when I can. Irish Barry's
Yeah.
is the best. So.
No. Actually, it's very good. It is good, I must say.
But going on holiday, you're only away, even if it's for a month. It's only a month.
Have you seen that ridiculous adverts with the guy who fills his suitcase with baked beans?
But again, it's like, last I checked, you could get baked beans in El Campo.
Yes.
Oh, no,
And
hang on.
Mercadona.
No,
And Mercadona, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
Mercadona, it's the cheapest. It's $1.50.
But you can get so
very
many,
cheap.
It's like, but you can also get potatoes in Mercadona. I know this might come as a difficult concept to some people, but
Yeah.
you can buy potatoes in
I
Mercadona.
can't-
Very nice potatoes.
Yes, definitely. A selection of all different shapes and sizes.
Varieties, yes.
But I can't believe, food. So Sunday roast, for example, that's number 2 on the list after a cup of tea. I mean, I'm, again, one of those strange... I didn't really have a Sunday roast till I was in my 20s. It wasn't something we did at home at all. So I've only got into eating Sunday roast since living in Spain, which is completely the wrong way round. So, but it's not something I'm obsessed about. I could go for months, if not years, without a Sunday roast and then go, oh, should we go for a Sunday roast? And then really enjoy it. Or my husband does a nice one at home. But it's not like an obsessive, it's Sunday, we need to have Sunday roast.
Kind of doesn't work in the climate here very well.
No, exactly. It's only a winter thing.
Yeah,
to do
in the
it.
middle of July and August, having a Sunday
Yes,
roast,
definitely
it's like, nah, probably quite doesn't go.
No, it's not quite the same. Absolutely. But even like a full English, something like that, I can't imagine sort of missing that. It's just something that you might fancy
nice
every
to
so
have.
often, whatever country you're in.
Yeah.
Just like a cooked breakfast.
Yeah, take it or leave it, right? Again,
Absolutely.
there's plenty of other stuff you can eat that's just as good, just as nice.
Yes.
But as we said before, why be here
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're not prepared to acclimatise and assimilate? Why bother?
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it's ignorant, really.
And also, particularly, that Spain is known for its cuisine, for its healthy food, for its
100%.
local, for the fruit and vegetables and things, and the seafood, particularly on the coast. We're really, really lucky with the food that's available to us here. It's not like, we're not. So,
You're making me salivate now.
sorry, I'm like, what shall I have for dinner?
I was in Duquesa Port a few weeks ago, and I couldn't believe it. Everything was just bacon and eggs. Almost every other cafe.
It's like, it makes no sense.
Well, because they're simply
a lot of Brits
looking after but that type of Brit who wants it. They know what their market wants, but I think it's pathetic.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah. Okay, this is not the opinions of Talk Radio Europe. This is just...
Yes, it is.
So from eating potatoes to being a couch potato, Brits apparently spend 4 years of their adult lives on the sofa, eating, sleeping, working and watching TV. Adults typically spend 97.5 minutes on the couch every day. More than a third admitted they can't imagine going a day without sitting on their sofa. And for 43%, the sofa is where they spend most time compared to anywhere else in the home.
I think I'd say that's true for our dog. Our dog spends more time on our sofa than we do.
Okay.
To be honest, I think I spend a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I'm not retired, but I'm semi-retired now, so I siesta
for
on the
you.
sofa.
Yeah.
I have my breakfast on the sofa.
Yeah,
Not always
nice.
watching TV, but Yeah, I enjoy it.
It should be a comfy,
absolutely.
it's a lounge area.
Yeah.
It should be somewhere where you enjoy to be. I don't think it's something that we should feel guilty about.
I spend probably half my day when I'm at home on the sofa. The trouble is, with all these box sets, I probably watch far too much television.
Yeah, it's easy to
Especially on Netflix. It's just like, the next episode starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, and you're sitting there.
Oh, I'll just let it play.
Yeah, about 4 and 5 hours later, you think, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's balance, isn't it? It's trying to, if you're doing that, it's hope, if you can also go for a walk or, it's...
But
it's trying to...
if you've got nothing else not to do, but if you've done what you wanted to do, why not relax?
Absolutely. And relaxation and sleep is very important.
Yes.
Very, very important.
These are the views of TRE.
Absolutely. I'll take that. The number of Britons aged 100... Sorry, it's all very British, but it doesn't matter. We can relate wherever we're from. The number of Britons aged 100 and over has reached a record high after doubling in the past 2 decades. There are an estimated 15,330 centenarians alive last year in England and Wales. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. So how do you feel about getting older? Can you imagine living to 100, and would you want to?
I think it would depend on what state you're in, both mentally and physically, right?
Yeah.
There comes a point where, controversially, the law that's going through the UK Parliament at the moment about assisted dying, right? Do you want to be over 100, mentally aware, but essentially physically just a shell?
Yeah.
So I think, there has to... There's a kind of common sense compromise approach in there, and some people can accept that and some people won't, and I'm sure say the assisted dying bill in the UK will bring out all of those over the next few weeks.
I think it's such a fascinating subject that it's polarizing, isn't it?
Very.
I think someone has said to me once, and I've never forgotten it, we don't let our animals suffer.
No.
Yes.
If our pets are in pain,
Yeah.
although it's hard for us because we love them so much, we get them put down because they're suffering. But somehow that's not the same with humans. If your partner or your parent is in pain and says, I want to die, I've had enough, why can't we help them?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you've obviously got to balance it and be careful. But I think the reality is, that the pet analogy is one I've heard people use so many times.
Yeah, no, for me, it's with this Alzheimer's always over us as we get a lot older. That's my biggest worry. I really would not want to be around if I haven't got my mind. Because then it affects everything, your dignity mainly, and also financially. Because remember something, however much you put away for your retirement, if you think about it, I'm 70 now, so that's another 30 years.
Yeah.
And, are you going to be able to survive financially?
Absolutely.
And that's
particularly if you're in any kind of assisted living facility or home. They're really expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Really expensive.
And I have to tell you something. I've seen over many, many years, some of the state-run old age homes, they are really not treated nicely. They're left there like bits of cabbage. And some of the healthcare assistants, they really are not nice. So, this is my own experience of visiting them over the many years. And if that happened to me, I'd much rather say ta-ra.
Yeah, exactly. I think the problem with the assisted dying and euthanasia and everything is that it's so hard to control, isn't it? Because
Correct.
of course you'll get people abusing the system. Oh, let's kill dad off so he can get his money type scenario, which is horrendous. But I've seen it happen with so many friends over the years, the issue of money coming up when a parent's die and a family member comes out the woodwork, oh no, they promised me, and people fighting over. It's horrendous.
It brings out the worst. It brings out the worst in people.
Yeah,
it does.
Absolutely.
And I think, having watched relatives gone through and currently going through, where they're basically, in that state, it's like, that's not a quality of life.
No.
I actually don't think, I know you're saying it's going through Parliament, but it keeps on getting corrected, the bill. And then it's got to go to the House of Lords, then back again, and then back to House of Lords. I just don't think it's ever going to go through. I think so many people are
There's just so many
worried.
adjustments that
Correct.
it needs. Yeah.
And no one really wants to be the one to say, yes, it's okay. People are they're a bit scared of taking the responsibility of giving that rubber stamp.
Because it could go so horribly wrong. That's the issue. It could be such a, I was going to say lease of life, which is totally the wrong expression to use. But a godsend to so many people and families, I think. But
But we have to recognise, and I'm very grateful for the care that my mother had when she was going through her end of life. But without talking about it, our medical professionals do help.
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, they're marvellous.
They bring it. For my mother's situation, she was dying of cancer. And they helped her go quicker than she may not have gone if they didn't help her.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. No, I was in the same position with my mother. There's no question about it. The doctors and the nurses, we shouldn't forget the nurses.
Yes.
They're often, they're with that patient far more than the doctor is.
Yep.
Yep.
They're holding the hand and caressing, what have you. And they know at the point where we say, you know what? Okay. It's time now, a little bit more of this, and it's been going on for years and years and years.
It's the right thing, right?
Absolutely.
Because
no one wants to see your loved ones in pain and suffering at all.
No. It's all about dignity as well.
Yeah.
It's dignity.
Because the other way is you kind of prolong life to the detriment of the person indefinitely.
Yeah.
And that's like...
Which is a selfish thing, because you want...
It's tremendously selfish.
Yeah.
And that is the word, selfish. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we better take a break.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Men Talk. With me in the studio today is David O'Reilly, Chris Arms and Simon Beale. It was all getting a bit heavy talking about death, but then we had an ad break and carried on talking about death. But we'll kind of move on, because we're talking about like a whodunit, which is fictional murder. It appears that most of us are hooked on murder, fictional of course, to find a bit of peace. 1 in 3 Brits told a survey that they found reading or watching cosy crime more relaxing than meditation. 60% of us turn to a whodunit to escape our own lives.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
I love my crime thrillers, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Thursday Murder Club film yet?
Yes, isn't that good?
Oh, have you? We were just talking about it.
Yeah. It's a stunning film.
Really? Do you think?
It's brilliant. And it's got another 4 books or something.
Yeah.
So
They're already doing sequels. They've got 2 more in the can.
It's
brilliant, isn't it?
Brilliant. I mean, the cast is brilliant. Let's be really clear. But
The
aside
cast
from
is
that,
really good.
I mean,
I've seen some really bad reviews, and I'm confused, because so many people say they love it.
Well, it's a bit hammy, I know. It is a bit in that way. But you know what? It's, as you say, the actors are so good. I mean, they bring it to life. And any bits of hamminess in the writing, you sort of let it go, because you just love those actors, you know.
Exactly.
Well, just watch out for Pierce Brosnan, that's all I'll say.
Well, he's not doing great at the moment, is he? He keeps,
It's,
Yeah.
He's not. I don't believe he's the best actor in this thing.
No.
But Helen Mirren.
Or in
she's
most
brilliant.
things, to be honest. There's been a few things over the years.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Mamma Mia.
Exactly.
He's the best singer in the world. Even better than my Neil Diamond.
I remember watching Mamma Mia in the cinema. My friend and I looked at each other and went, is this like a comedy? Is he joking? Like, is he supposed to sound like this? Is this part of the thing? Like, no, I don't think it is. It's very
But I
weird.
love it when he does his his American accents, and always a bit of the Irish twinge keeps coming out, doesn't it?
But even doing an Irish accent, he can't seem to do that. And he's from Ireland, which is very weird. Very. What was that gangster one recently? I can't remember. There's been a gangster
he was
one.
a heavy gangster, didn't he? Yeah, I saw
And
that.
he was just totally slated for his accent.
It was
like,
awful.
what? Yeah, really bad. So yeah, we like watching a murder then.
Yeah. David Baldacci.
Oh, my favourite.
Oh, isn't he great?
Brilliant.
A real page turner, isn't he? Brilliant.
But if you think of the number of sort of escapist murder sort of ones that have been running on UK TV. I mean, it's like, Midsummer Murders. It must be how many places?
The worst place to live.
Yeah. No, seriously, I was offered a house there and I turned it down. It was only 5,000 quid, but so forget it.
You wouldn't want to.
Going back to the Ealing Studio stuff, like the Miss Marples and unbelievable. They're really fabulous.
Oh, well written.
It's always been something that as humans we've liked, isn't it? I suppose it's the part in our brain to kind of, thankfully this isn't happening to us, it's happening to someone else, and that's interesting, I wonder how I'd react if this it's kind of putting yourself in someone else's shoes, I suppose.
Yeah, and if you've not seen it, there's the Netflix Only Murders in the Building. Have you seen that?
That's very funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, is it? I haven't
got to
seen
watch that. There's like 4 series now or something. That's really good. It's another thing that's worth watching.
I must say, though, I think, I know we like to slate it, but I think the American writers, both in comedy, but most certainly in crime dramas, they're fabulous writers. Yeah. They really bring it to life.
I have to say, I love a British drama, crime drama. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I find the American ones a bit over the top with the music and I get it. Something's about to happen.
And then all these heavy assault rifles come in. I thought, why?
Yeah, sometimes I think the British dramas are a bit more subtle in general.
Have you seen the new Sir Anne Jones, Hostage?
Yes,
very, very good.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that was so good.
Very good.
Watch that in 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
Really good.
I used to read a lot of the Rebus books, and it was also on TV. Very, very good as well, I must say.
Yeah.
It's nice when you're like, whether it's a book and a series or a TV series, and you're like, I have to do the next, I have to turn the page, or I have to watch the next episode.
Well, that's like when I watched The Pit.
Yeah.
Last 2 days. God. That's why I'm half asleep now.
You need more coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
A gallon.
Get you to live longer so you can watch more telly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm the greatest critic.
There's a piece here talking about we talked about this on Women Talk the other day, but I wanted to save it to get your opinion as well. Passengers who blast music from their phones can be a blight on bus journeys, but they could soon face on-the-spot fines thanks to proposals to crack down on such antisocial behaviour. Yes.
Yeah, but can we take it a stage further? I hate with a vengeance, even in this country, Britain, wherever it is, people have to have this. They're on the phone. They don't put the phone to the ear. It's about half a foot away, and I can hear all the conversation the person is speaking to. It's all loud. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. And when it's on a bus or a tube, I actually want to take the phone off and smash it. Yeah.
I think that's more. I see that more here, but I know what you mean. You see people. I see it more here. People walking down the Paseo holding the phone out.
Yeah, that's right. But no. In the tubes, I was in London 3 weeks ago, and it was horrendous.
Really?
Oh,
I tell you
what annoys me is kids playing games on their phones, or like that. When you're on an aeroplane or wherever. I don't understand why the parents don't say put headphones in. And I've seen people say a few times, say something, and the parents go nuts. Don't you tell my child what to do.
No, I was on was it EasyJet, so about 3 weeks ago. I called over the stewardess. I said, just either move me to a quieter spot or take the bloody thing, excuse my French, away before I smash it.
Did she say something? Did she ask?
Spoke to the parents.
Oh, good.
Yeah. She said, turn it down or put earphones on.
Okay,
it's selfish.
Good to know.
I think the worst one is in restaurants.
Oh,
People have got the phone in front of them, talking to somebody in restaurant. Now, if you've got to have a phone call, put your headphones in or put it to your ear, but don't have it on loudspeaker in a restaurant.
Well, it's ignorant. It's ignorant. But you know something? I was in a restaurant last week. There was a young Scandinavian couple there, and they had 2 young children, and the 4 of them sat there for an hour and a half eating, just looking at their phones, not a word to each other. Nothing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I don't know why they bothered going out.
No, exactly. Exactly. It is sad when you see everyone at a table and they're all on their phones.
Unbelievable.
Not good. We better take another break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
This is going to be an interesting one for me to tackle with 3 men mansplaining. Comedian and actor David Mitchell has defended mansplaining, insisting it's just what men call a conversation. The term is often denounced as the patronising way a man explains things to women, which assumes she knows less. But Mitchell said male friendships often revolve around a little mutual explaining as they politely lecture each other instead of discussing feelings.
Absolutely. What's wrong with that? Absolutely. People shouldn't be so touchy.
I had this conversation with my brother-in-law just this last week. He was over visiting, and he felt it necessary to give his opinion on everything.
Okay.
Just having a conversation. Oh, that's lovely weather. Well, I don't think so. And just going for
the opposite
to get a bit of banter going. I'm going, but I don't want your opinion. When I want it, I'll ask. So it's not just to women.
Yeah,
Did you not put some tape on his mouth?
I tried to, but he
didn't
ran
like
away.
it. Yeah.
Didn't have deported or something.
Well, he's gone now.
But,
however it happened.
No, a lot of us, we do tend to go around the houses a few times just to get to the point so we can just say in 5 words, but we don't. We feel the need to have to explain it as if the other person hasn't got a clue what you're talking about when they really do. And it can come over as sounding patronising, but it's not. It's just a style of speaking.
So you don't see a difference when you're talking to women compared to talking to men? There isn't like a conscious...
I think some people are naturally inclined to do it more, and some people just are flat out patronising.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And, you know, and I do see it, and you do say to somebody, you know, hey, just back off, you don't actually have to say it like that. You know, they're treating them like, you know, they're an idiot, basically.
They're just damn rude, really.
Yeah.
They got, you know, just not nice people.
Yeah. So I think...
Some just walk away.
I think some people do it more than others, and it's those that are, just rude. I think rude's a great way to describe it.
Exactly. So, you know, there's no point even discussing them. They're just horrible people, and it's best just to walk away from them.
I quite find it not fun, that's probably the wrong word to use, but, you know, to just kind of... Even if they're not taking it as banter, if they're being serious, I will give the banter back, and I'll say something like, "Are you sure I'm going to be capable of doing this?" You know, and kind of belittle myself even more to kind of to make them realise how they're talking to me. But I am a woman. I'm not sure if I can lift it on my own. You know, something like that to make them hopefully realise, or maybe
a little bit of passive aggressiveness, with a little bit of touch of with a slight bit of humour with it, and that generally gets the point over.
Yes. This is an interesting one. Fewer than half of people carry a physical wallet or purse as part of their day-to-day lives. The growing popularity of digital payments, letting people spend using cards, phones and watches, means leaving home without a physical wallet is more common. Do you all own a wallet?
Yes.
Okay, that's a bag. Is there a wallet inside?
A wallet inside.
And a change purse.
But I mean, I've got a wallet and I've got a bag like that, but probably most of the time I go out, the only thing I take is this, because I've got my cards on here, I've got my ID card on here, I've got everything else on here, and you know.
So you'll pay with your phone?
Pay with my phone, yeah, or my watch.
That's what they're saying.
I worry about that now, honestly. With all the cloning and everything, I just worry so much. Maybe I'm worrying.
Maybe.
Well, I come from the old world where, you know,
that's fair.
Where we paid with cash.
Well, we paid with cash, absolutely. But it's like if you go on Ryanair, EasyJet, they won't take cash now.
No.
Really?
No. You can't buy a coffee on the plane or anything unless it's a card. But as I say, with the phone, it has happened to me 2 years ago. I was scammed.
So you're sensitive
and so it's just maybe very, very sensitive to it. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's fine. I mean, but I think, I think it was the other day my wife went out and she left her phone behind, and I knew she'd be back within half an hour, because I knew what was going to happen is she'd get to the till and realised she hadn't. She left. The purse very rarely leaves the house. She takes her phone with her, and I knew what would have happened. It's like, because sure enough, she came back in about 35 minutes going, I got to the till and I couldn't pay because I hadn't got my phone.
Yeah.
So
the opposite happens with me. I never pay on my phone, but I have the ability to. So I've sometimes been in a supermarket, realised I haven't got my card, because I have my purse in my handbag, but if I go out, I'll have different handbags. So I never take my purse into smaller handbags. I'll just take my bank card into smaller handbags, and sometimes I'll forget to move it back again. So I've gone to pay, realised I haven't got my card, and thought, oh no, I can't pay, and then gone, I can pay on my phone. So
but isn't it funny though? You almost feel naked without your phone now.
Yes.
So for example, I left home, was it last week, And I'm halfway down the mountain, and I thought, oh my God, what will I do? I was late for a meeting, but I drove back.
Yeah.
I can't. It
It's
really
weird, isn't
It's
it?
a crutch now, isn't it? It's terrible.
And what's the worst that could happen?
You miss a call.
There'll be an emergency and we'll miss it. I mean, that's what we convince ourselves,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there's going to be something serious
And I
happening.
can't be contacted.
And someone won't be able to reach us. Yeah.
Exactly.
And yet, how many times has that happened in the last 10 years?
Never.
Maybe never,
The
yeah.
amount of peace you feel if you do forget. Well, for me, if I do forget my phone at home and I realise when I'm halfway there, I go, oh,
Yeah,
They
no
can't
one can
get me.
contact
No one
me,
can get me.
and
Yeah.
I can't be distracted
Yeah.
by my phone.
Yeah.
The only thing that bothers me, or the main thing that bothers me, is I use my phone as a camera, and I love taking photographs. And if I'm going somewhere, anywhere other than the supermarket, I'm likely to be wanting to take a photo at some point. So I don't like going out with my phone, mainly from the camera aspect. So that's.
I mean, if you think what happens, I mean, we're all of a generation, I think, where as growing up as kids, right, your parents sent you out in the evening to, first of all, you didn't have a phone. First of all, it was like, yeah, come back when the streetlights come on, all of that kind of stuff. They didn't know where you were or anything else. Whereas nowadays, kids have phones and parents turn the tracking on to know where their children are.
Yeah. And that's got more and more normal. I remember when that was first discussed, it was like, no, you've got to give your kids privacy. That's like weird. But now most parents have it, and it's been sold as a safety thing. And
It's just parts of the furniture of life of each individual now, a phone. But as you say, before we didn't have phones, even before we had computers, shows my age, but even then, but we survived.
Of course. It's just different. It's just, and again, it's not that any of these things are bad necessarily. It's just inventions of new things.
evolution.
It's just evolved, yes. I mean, it's evolved, and that's it, really.
Yeah. Okay, we better take the last break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the last part of today's Men Talk. With me in the studio is David O'Reilly, Chris Arms and Simon Beale. This was an interesting article I saw. The headline reads, "My friend is 49, but she's still living off the bank of mum and dad." I read into the article and so the woman who's written the article said, "For years I've felt festering resentment towards Lucy that I could no longer endure, born of the fact that while I worked my backside off, Lucy's life was and still is funded by her parents." She goes on 4 foreign holidays a year, this woman, and lives in a beautiful 3-bedroom Victorian house that her parents bought her outright. The girl says, "For years, I simply thought Lucy was fun-loving and choosing to spend all her earnings on having a great time rather than save hard like I was. I was in awe of her carefree approach to life. That was until I discovered the reason she was so carefree was that her parents paid for pretty much everything. When they bought her, when it all came out when her house, which they bought for her at the age of 28, needed completely rewiring to the tune of thousands of pounds. When I expressed sympathy, she replied, 'Oh, it's fine, my parents are paying.' My reaction was that this was a generous gesture from them until she revealed her parents were footing all of her bills. I lost some respect for her that day." Gosh, imagine.
Jealous much?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can
luck to
see
her.
that she is, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
She
I mean,
absolutely
my
is.
question is, obviously she'll inherit, unless the parents have got no more money left after helping her, she will inherit a lot of money. Now, when she has children, will she have the same attitude to her children? Right? So she wants to help. And if that's the case, yeah, why not? If I was a very wealthy guy, I would help my children. If they want to work, fine, good luck to them, but I would do everything I can to help them, give their life a good life.
Yeah, I suppose that, excuse me, I suppose that's a natural thing, but it's still important, I think, for children and growing into adults to understand the value of money, and a hard day's work, and that stuff doesn't come easily to you in life.
No, I mean, buy the house, but let's say the upkeep of it, she should be chipping in at least something there. To live totally off is rather pathetic. I think it's sad, but certainly enjoy, if they want to help you, enjoy it to a degree.
I think there's a compromise, right? I also think it's a generational thing. I mean, I know my parents didn't necessarily have the money to loan to us growing up as we are in the fortunate position to loan to our children. So I think that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
And and it's not that we give them it. It's like, can you loan us this for a period of time. And I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yes, they're going to get it through inheritance. But I jokingly say to our kids, yeah, Mum and I are just spending your inheritance anyway. So.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's funny.
If I had parents who are, well, we have to assume that they are, let's say, multi-millionaires to be able to afford to buy a house outright for their 28-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
They must have significant funds in the bank. If I had that, or if my mother and father had that, I'd gladly take it from them.
Exactly.
Gladly.
Yeah.
Now, I was from a very
It would
young
be
age.
weird to struggle if your parents were really wealthy.
Yeah.
It's one thing to not give them anything, but at the same time to struggle when there's no need
But
doesn't
have you
really
heard
make
about
sense,
what
does
Gordon
it?
Ramsay said? Was it the week in the newspapers? He said he's not going to leave his children anything.
Yeah.
Well, a load of rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you will. Sorry, David, you were saying.
No, I was just like, as generational thing, I think someone said earlier, it's exactly true. From a very young age, my dad, we were lucky, my dad had his own company, but he made me work and my sisters work at the firm. We got paid every week and my mother took rent from us from the age of 14.
Same.
Wow, amazing.
That's
Same with
to
me.
teach us about
The
money.
value of money.
Yeah.
The value of money.
But if they'd said, here's money, David, I would have said, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Where's the next one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
but as I say, that it's important that, but also they've got to be seen to be making some form of contribution
Yes.
to know the value of money. I mean, as I say, I was earning when I first started as an apprentice at hairdressing, I was earning £3 45 pence, but my mother took from me £1.75. But when I got married, she gave me that money back. But I didn't know I didn't know that.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's definitely a generational
That's
thing.
really
my
lovely.
mother did the same. When my
Really?
mother passed away, I'm not going to say how much, but there were tens of thousands of pounds in my banking and my post office account
Yeah.
that my mother put in all the money I'd given her.
Yeah.
I think the paying rent thing's good as well, right? I think because they have to, the only way people can learn is that, your kids can live with you, and kids and children are staying more and more with their parents longer and longer. I mean, it's a more Spanish thing, right? In the sense, you often see these bigger families living together.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it more and more in the UK and everywhere else.
Well, the Asian families in the UK, you can have 3-4 generations
Yeah.
Yeah.
in one house. And that's been going on
Forever.
it's
It's
normal.
cultural, yeah.
Yeah, but I know of a number now of young adults who literally can't afford rent,
Yeah.
but the parents don't take rent from them. Now that is wrong. Again, same thing with even if you just pay a minute amount of money, give something, and the rest they can put towards saving up for a home, a deposit. But take something.
I think the resentment can form if you're not giving anything. If they say, "Oh, I can't afford to pay you for rent," but then they're going out partying, it's like, well, you can. You're choosing not to.
You're giving the wrong signals to give them a complete blank check.
I agree.
But just a small check.
Contribution.
It's not unreasonable if, kids are living in their parents' houses, to pick up, everything costs, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're you're living there and you're not paying any of the utility bills and you're not paying any of the fuel bill, but you're going out and partying every night, it's not
You're using it
reasonable.
like a hotel.
Yes.
It's the classic thing, treating your parents' house like a hotel.
If the parents allow that, they're really not doing the kids any favours.
No, agreed.
No.
Just not. It's wrong signals, and it's more stupid them, actually. And I bet they'll have very little respect for their parents as well.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just think, oh, mum will do it.
Exactly.
That kind of attitude.
And how old are they? 45 years of age.
Slightly embarrassing.
Exactly.
This is interesting. When does a hug between friends become a lover's embrace? When it lasts 7.2 seconds, according to researchers who clearly have too much time on their hand with a stopwatch. But 7 seconds is a long time, isn't it?
I think so.
It really is.
That
It
seems-
really is.
Yeah.
But it depends on the situation. Like if
Somebody you haven't seen for years.
I've recently had a friend who's going through something really difficult.
Right.
And you do hold on a little bit
Yeah,
longer for that.
that's true, actually.
But how tight?
Very.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
My legs are
very.
And are your arms just around
All
his
the
back?
way around.
No. That means you're not like stroking the back. Right?
Oh, for God's sake. You can do.
But that's where the 7 seconds comes in.
Keep the hands visible.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I think on a general kind of day-to-day, I mean, normally we do, especially, I mean, living in Spain, the European kind of thing. So I don't hug everyone. I normally hug someone, friends I'm talking about, that either haven't seen for a while or that I'm, really close to. And instead of doing the kiss thing, sometimes a hug is more personal, isn't it? Yeah. So it was really nice to see someone. I'll give them a big hug. But 7 seconds
is a long time.
Is a long time.
I guess it is when you say it is a long time, but as you say, somebody's obviously got nothing better to do with their life than sit there with a stopwatch and watch people.
Yeah.
We can imagine walking down the street going, how long are they going to hug for?
Yeah. 6 seconds, clearly French. 7 seconds, I know what you're doing.
You know what's probably happened? They've probably got some government grant to a university about £300,000 just to go and do research on it.
Exactly. You can think of better ways of spending money, surely. Cat owner. Any cat owners here?
No.
Oh, well, I won't do this one. I'll be a waste of time. Okay. Generation Z wants to scrap wedding traditions such as speeches, cakes, and even taking the groom's surname. 3 in 5 would like an alternative to a traditional wedding cake, while 90% would do away with the after party. That's the best bit, surely.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the after parties.
Oh, here we go, the woke again. Honestly. What is it with that? There's so much in our life where people have to find things wrong in our life just to be difficult.
Or different,
what have you. Oh, finally.
Do what you want to do, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's, yeah.
But traditions are lovely, and we keep messing around with traditions generally.
Though. I don't agree.
I like some traditions.
Oh no, I do too.
That's
but I just think if people don't want to do it, then that's fine.
But don't start telling us or other people what they should and shouldn't do.
No.
Do your own things.
But we live in a global world. There are so many different types of traditions. Indian traditions, Irish traditions, British traditions, Spanish traditions. They don't take their partner's names.
No,
exactly.
I'm just thinking the same thing. The Spanish take. You end up with double surnames.
Mm-hmm.
So
I each to his own.
Yeah.
Is it really that important?
Yeah, but as I say, it's when those people who want to think different, they have to spout forth loudly, what you're doing now is old, it's rubbish and this and that. Be quiet.
I suppose it might be sad for the parents of a child getting married if the father had always looked forward to walking his daughter down the aisle, or but always thought about doing the father of the bride speech or something like that, and then she turns to him and said, oh no, we're doing something different, we don't want any of that. He's got to allow her to do that because it's her wedding and her choice, but that would be hard, I suppose, as a father.
Well, again, it's called compromise and respecting people's feelings and doing a bit of this and a bit of that.
Yeah.
As long as you do that, nothing wrong.
I think with weddings as well, the bride and groom should be, I mean, this should sound really obvious, but it doesn't always happen at all. The bride and groom should invite who they want, and that's it.
But a lot of things have changed. I mean, when we got married, if I think of the invite list, there was a lot of my parents' friends.
Yeah.
And, having the same conversation with my daughter and her other half at the moment, and it's very much more the list you were talking about. It's not Dad's business associates. No, it's not.
No, I agree. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. And but don't ram your
views down your throat.
People's throat. Just let people do what they want, and it's a compromise.
Absolutely. I do find it strange and also the other way around, it's become quite fashionable, particularly I suppose where we live, for young kids like 1, 2, 3 years old to have really extravagant parties, and the parents invite all their adult friends that don't even know the kid, and they're all drinking and having a great time, when it's a 1-year-old's birthday. It's very different. Very different. Out as queer as folk. Is that what they say?
I should say.
We've got 2 minutes left to talk about children missing out on playing out. It's saying 1/3 of children do not play outdoors after school. Well, 1 in 5 don't even do it at weekends. I mean, this is UK. I think it happens a lot more here because of the weather.
But I think we said this earlier, right? When I was growing up, it was like come back when the streetlights come on. No phone. My parents didn't know where I was. or anything else. So I think the whole culture of playing out has massively changed.
Well, yeah, because why? They want to play on their computers or the iPads or this or that. And they're just getting... I look at my grandchildren, for example, and I said to my grandson, I haven't seen him for 3 months. I went, "Hi, Parker." And he's carrying on.
Oh, no, he's not looking at you.
That was it. So, yeah, this is how it is now. Whereas when we were kids... Marvellous. You always knew outside in the street there was always a game of football. Each the two gates opposite each other on the road were the goals. And when cars came down, there weren't as many cars, but they drove slowly, knowing there's probably kids.
It was a good
nice.
way of building trust, I think, as well, between parents and kids. If your parents said you need to be back by 6,
Correct.
You'd get some kids that would be like, "Oh, it's nearly 6, we've got to go home," and others are like, "Oh, I don't really care," and then they get grounded. And it was always interesting, the dynamics and the relationship between the kids and their parents, and whether there was respect and trust there. And I think that's a big part of growing up.
Yeah.
Those sort of boundaries.
Without doubt. Yeah, it's just how society's gone. It's just, again, it's all evolved and it's not always good.
James, got anything to say? 30 odd seconds?
Yeah, good.
Okay, marvellous. Well, thank you all very much for coming in today. Thank you to David, thank you to Chris, and thank you to Simon very much. Howard Brereton is next with Spain Today, so no need to go anywhere. Stay tuned to Talk Radio Europe. It is my weekend, 3-day weekend, so I will be back on Monday at 4:00. But the book show is tonight after Howard. You've got 2 more hours of me interviewing lots of interesting and fascinating authors. They're both talking about David Baldacci earlier. I've interviewed him quite a few times on the book show. There you go.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this programme, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.